Sound. No.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, because then that can capture me hitting the button. Uh-oh.
This headdress.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, coffee. That's enough of you. That's enough out of you. Do. All right. What are we talking about this week? We're talking about one thing and one thing only.
E3.
E3. That's what we're into. 100%.
So many things. I have 25 things.
So many
on this
things,
list.
so little time. So, honestly, for E3,
What do you have? Because I'm sure you.
my
have
list is
less.
quite small.
Yeah.
The Microsoft Xbox PC Game Pass. That's awesomeness.
Yep.
Bunch of trailers of the new games, and I wrote, this is what I wrote. Microsoft E3, because I wrote this after Sunday. Microsoft E3 game trailers. Period. Keanu! Exclamation point. Exclamation point.
I have that in my list.
And then everything is awesome.
Oh, God dang it. I have that in my list. I have almost everything we watched, except for some of the Square Enix things. But I
put the schedule on here as well.
I do have in here 2019, the year to subscribe.
Subscription
for
services. I think I agree with PC Gamer. Microsoft wins.
Yeah. With their deal.
So
Especially because you can
there you go.
play
That's
a
my
bunch
list.
of the old Xbox games.
All right, so let's do this. That's my whole list.
Okay, so
What did I play this week?
nothing.
Didn't I play some? Or was it last Saturday?
I want to say it was last Saturday.
Where I
that we
played- No, I played, and then you played
Rage.
a little bit of Rage.
Yes, last Saturday.
That was last Saturday. So I haven't played Rage like for a week. Clutching my pearls. I haven't played Rage for a week. I'll forget all the buttons. If you went back and played Far Cry New Dawn, would you forget all the buttons?
No, because I played Far Cry yesterday.
Did you forget all the buttons for yesterday?
Yeah. I went and I was like, okay, I have to change my gun and throw a grenade. And I was like, wait. No, that's not the button. And then I used a health.
You know
pack.
what they should kind of do? Let's just
flash them up there real
No, just
quick.
make all the buttons the same. For all the games, just make all the buttons the same.
The general button, like shooting,
Well, I mean,
aiming,
movement's the same.
and reloading if it's a shooter.
Maybe.
Because reloading is almost always X, and jump is almost always A, unless it's dying light where it's a bumper.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. They should just make it like a constant thing.
B is almost always crouch.
If you're using a Microsoft controller, this is going to be the same for everybody.
You're
Because I'm
using
basically
a
you're doing the
PlayStation.
same stuff.
Yeah, if you're using a PlayStation controller, it should be this.
Mm-hmm.
Just have presets in your game, just like, I'm using this controller, let make all of the things this.
Yeah, and then you could actually jump from game because that's my problem now is going from game to game, and you want to go back, but it's like, but I'm not gonna like if I went back to Assassin's Creed now.
Oh,
It's like, oh god, I have no idea what to do.
I try to assassinate
I was
someone
good
and
at moves
jump,
before,
smack
and
them
now,
in the back of
yeah,
the head or
it's like
something.
you're gonna have to relearn all this stuff just because you haven't played it in a couple months.
Yeah. I don't have that problem with going from controller to mouse and keyboard. Like the games I play with mouse and...
Why would this craziness be happening?
No, like I don't forget the buttons if I switch because I play Overwatch with mouse and keyboard. And
You do?
Apex. Yeah.
Are you weird?
No.
Are you
Almost
sick in the
everybody
head?
plays
Is
Overwatch
there
with a mouse and
is there
keyboard.
something wrong with
What are
you?
you talking about?
Ugh.
I
It's
play
funny because
Apex
I have
with a mouse and keyboard
I have a
too.
SteelSeries keyboard that's meant for gaming, And I have a mouse, SteelSeries mouse that's meant for gaming.
And what do? You play Slime Rancher and Subnautica on it.
And Breathage.
3 very similar games.
That's 4 games.
How is that 4? Oh,
2 Subnauticas.
Both Subnauticas. Okay, 4 very similar games. 2 of them are in the same universe, essentially.
What does the universe have to do with anything?
It's essentially the same game in a different place. Come on.
You don't have pangolins.
Yeah, aren't they called pangolins?
Something like that.
It's
all right, so...
penguin.
All right, let's go down your list.
The only
tell
thing
us,
I played,
tell us what you're thinking. I'm going to sit here and drink water.
The only thing I played, and the first thing on my list, is Roller Champions.
When you liked it.
Yes, I liked it, and it's. I said it was a Rocket League roller derby, which is what a lot of people are saying, except for your.
Are you saying that you're not innovative in your thoughts about the game and you're just copying other people, or you said it and you found out that other people had been saying it too?
Well, yeah, that was my first thought, and then I realized that a bunch of people had said that too. Also, last time I played, so many people were playing that we broke the server, and it took like 2 days before I could even connect to the game again.
This is the roller derby game?
Yes. Because I played it.
Who made the roller derby game?
That's Ubisoft. That's their game.
They made it available like right at their announcement.
Right
After
were like,
they get in there and play.
They said you can go on our Uplay store and download the demo.
Oh, that means I need to delete it now.
Well, it's expired
16th.
now.
Right.
Yeah.
So now I can
expired.
Get free up from disk space, people.
You see, you don't like it because.
No, I'm just saying I can't play it anyway.
Yeah, but why don't you like it?
I didn't. The track is so. I mean, you're basically making left turns or right turns the whole time, but it was the fighting with kind of the camera and the going around. It didn't feel good. I was like, I just let the guy be like, if I'm going around and I'm making left turns, just let the character
the camera be stuck to
yeah,
you.
just let it be looking forward. Why do I need to turn my head at that point? What am I going to see? Everything is I'm going around at a fairly fast pace, so it's like the fact that I'm turning, just let the camera be looking forward. I shouldn't be turning the body and the camera's stuck out, and I have to keep moving. I have to like move the camera and the person going around, and then bring them both back to center, and then turn, and then back to center and turn. No, fuck that. Just let them look forward. Or at least make it an option.
But you do the same thing in Rocket League.
No, but Rocket League, you're not going around.
No, you're not going around.
You're going left, right, up, down. You're doing all these moves where, yes, you might want to look over there while going in this direction because you need to go over there and run across a thing to give you an ability, but you need to look over there to see where the ball and your players are. Yeah, that makes sense. But in this game, it doesn't matter. Me turning my head is irrelevant. I need to see where I'm going.
Right.
Almost 90% of the time. And when I turn, my head should turn with me.
Yeah.
That's what bothered me. It was like, no, why? No. Just let me keep looking forward. And I'm looking at the player in third person anyway.
Right.
So now it's like, oh God, why can't I just look forward? I'm already seeing more than my player would have been seeing.
Yeah.
It was okay.
I got pretty good at it.
It was okay.
By the end of me playing it, I had over 900 fans. So,
fans are a thing you collect in this game.
Which
by winning.
I don't know what maybe when the game is fully released and they finish it, maybe that will have some bearing on something.
It probably will.
Because right now,
maybe it'll unlock something
right now. Right. I mean, there is another, and the track that you play is in Acapulco. But they had another one that was at night and had a commentator, and it was in Mexico, or in Mexico City, and it said, you can play in this if you have enough fans, but it's like, but you don't even get to choose like where you play anyway. So I got to play in it once, and it was just completely random, and it never even said the amount of fans you needed to be in there. So
right.
But maybe they'll have some bearing on your game, like
or maybe who you match up with.
Or, yeah, maybe
you won't be matched you're not going to be matched up with really low people because that wouldn't be fair if it means something.
Right.
All right, what else you got?
Devolver bootleg. Devolver making bootlegs of their own games.
You love that.
That was really funny to me. I don't know why, but it was, and the names were just really funny. But then they made them look kind of like older games, and a lot of their games don't look like that. Like
they're bootlegs.
Right.
That makes sense.
It was just weird to me, and especially the way they presented it. They're like, go to
the
this page.
The anti-presentation.
Yeah, they were like, go to this page, and then it'll send you to a Steam page to where you can buy this thing, and it's actually a launcher for all the other games.
Right.
It was a weird way of.
Yeah, if you want to see something gross and funny, watch Devolver's.
Watch Devolver's thing. Yeah, that was good. Cyberpunk
2077,
which I found out is not the first one in the Cyberpunk universe. There's actually other things before it. There's Cyberpunk 2020 and Cyberpunk 2013 that were made in the 80s and 90s, and they were like D&D sort of tabletop RPGs.
What?
Yeah. Okay. And the guy that created it.
2 letters.
Yeah.
Three letters. No.
RPG. Well, that's what a lot of games are.
No. D&D.
Oh, D&D. They were tabletop RPGs, and the guy that created it, they brought him on and had him explain the world of Cyberpunk, and then they built it.
That's nice.
But I found that out just by watching like 20 facts about Cyberpunk or whatever.
I mean, that's nice. But Keanu!
Yes, Keanu Reeves is in Cyberpunk.
Keanu!
And it's his, second cyberpunk dystopian future.
Oh, if you want to count The Matrix.
Yeah. So, that was weird.
No, what's weird is he's a ghost in your head.
Is that what he is?
Yeah.
He's not like an actual person? He's
right.
like an AI?
No, he's like a ghost in your head.
Oh. Yeah, that was weird.
So then he can pop up anywhere.
Yeah, that was weird when they did that in the trailer, because it was like you got thrown out of something and you're laying there, and then all of a sudden, oh my god, it's John Wick with a metal arm. And it was weird for me because I had just watched it.
I love how your connection to him is John Wick.
I just watched it.
Your connection should be Point Break, man. Point Break.
I've only seen...
Or Bill and Ted.
Yeah, I've seen that a bunch of times. And I probably should go back and watch all the
Matrix
movies, because I really don't remember any of those.
Oh, yeah, and then you're going to really enjoy them then. Seriously.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Because I watched them when I was like 7.
Right, if you don't remember it...
It would be like watching a new movie.
Then, yeah, it's like that jaw-dropping... Now, granted, a lot of what's in it...
Like
but see,
turning
but see, a lot of those things...
Everywhere.
That was like innovative, and today
a
lot of people can replicate it with movements inside of, like, say, programs to move the camera in a 3D space and all that stuff.
That
but see, back then you couldn't. There were no tools for it, so they actually had DSLRs.
Yeah, seeing the behind the scenes of that, where they had all the holes in their wall and had all the cameras.
It was all green screen, and none of it was real. Yeah, your Corridor Digital guys went and talked about that.
Did they?
Oh yeah. They broke it down and talked about it and showed like how much they do this when they do their breakdowns of VFX.
They're like
and
reactions to good and bad CG.
And they talk about they kind of tell you what in the shot was real and what in the shot was not real.
Yeah.
And in the shot of Keanu doing the fallback and the only thing real in the shot was him.
Yeah. And the
So,
string's holding him.
huh?
And the string's holding him.
Yeah, but that's not in the shot though.
Well, duh, because can't be.
But yes, everything else is CG, and how they had to actually take the photos of the world so that they could lay those photos into the shot itself, and how they do that. Because I mean, they're essentially a VFX house,
right,
for the most part, and so they're really breaking things down. Superman's mustache.
Oh God, yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
Henry Cavill.
Superman's mustache.
Yeah, I saw that a while ago where somebody reacted to that and they were like, "Why didn't Henry Cavill just shave?"
He couldn't. He was contractually obligated not to shave off the mustache because of the other movie he was doing.
Then why didn't they it did make sense to me because in what was it? Is it Justice League that they CG over his facial hair? Is that Justice League?
Or Batman versus Superman,
Okay.
one of those. No.
In Justice League.
Which one is the one where he's sitting there talking to the little boys and he's talking to them. He's just standing there talking to them. That's the one. I think that might be Justice League.
Yeah, because they do a flashback, oh God, Superman's gone, and
Yeah, and he's having a conversation with these little boys.
But to me, it was weird because when you're dead, your hair still grows, so they could have literally just made it
No,
his
you don't
beard was
get.
there.
You do not get a manicured beard when you die.
Well, they could have made it less manicured, but come on now.
Could you imagine dead people everywhere in the world and they get these perfect beards?
No, they don't have perfect
all
beards,
those all those spots that don't fill in get all filled in.
But they could have.
It's all perfectly lined.
If they were gonna CG something, they could have made his facial hair look more scraggly and.
But why?
Because
I don't know.
Why CG
if
over his face and make it look all weird and have to essentially redo
my
his
thing
face?
is, why not just shoot it when he could cut it?
Yeah.
That's to me. That is the easiest fix. Just shoot the film when the man can cut his hair. Because let him finish the one thing. Now you can cut his hair freely, and you don't have to worry about CGing anything and smoothing out his face to the point where it looks weird and unnatural. But you know what's funny about that is I watched the film and I never saw it. So
I kind of saw it when he was talking to Lois and his mouth was like.
Yeah, but see, I guess I'm accepting that is him.
Oh, see,
you know what I mean? I'm not looking at it.
That's weird.
I'm not looking at it like this isn't what they wanted. I'm looking at it this is exactly what they wanted. So
no,
okay,
I saw that as what's wrong with his face?
See.
Something's weird here.
But if you watch it over and over and over,
it's
then it's really bad.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh God. Because the whole side, especially this side, they were saying that the hair that they were trying to hide in the mustache, the hair goes down into the crease of his mouth. So they had to smooth it, but then had to build the crease back in, and that's why it all got wonky because it was the crease doesn't move with him, and they do a lot of stuff on that channel with they talk about lighting, and that's to me as photographer and doing these videos, it's very interesting to hear them talk about how light hits skin and how light should reflect or not reflect or all those things. And it's not that you're trying to make, I'm not trying to make us look unreal, but if you understand how light plays on surfaces, just like you were talking about with this light and how in the shot we see this is all white, but the color is in the table, in the reflection. Well, that kind of thing, you start to think about, it's what if we CG'd this table? And then we put this light on it, then all of a sudden you would have to think about this idea that, because from my perspective, the reflection is actually just right here.
From my perspective, it's right here.
Exactly, but in the camera, it's way up here.
Right.
So it's, just things about that when it comes to like light and how we think about light and reflections and absorption and all that kind of stuff. That kind of makes you think a different way about lighting a scene or coming up with something, even if you're not doing CG. But let's say you had to throw something CG into your shot,
right?
You might not have thought about, oh yeah,
like if you were gonna CG that orb or like.
Well, no, you know what? You know what? What if I CG'd this bottle, but I put no fingerprints on it? I never would think about fingerprints.
Right. Me
and
neither.
All of a sudden, they talk about that.
In the first Iron Man, how there's fingerprints
on his
helmet. And it's like, I never would have thought about that.
You would be like, let's make it perfect. Let's make it look as good as it can look. As like, but he picked that up.
Right. He picked it up and worked on it and then did all this stuff and put it together and then put it on and then had it with the machines and you gotta...
Corridor Digital.
Yeah, definitely.
Check them out.
They're worth watching. You and your everything is awesome.
Everything is awesome!
Lego cars in Forza. Which Forza is that? I don't remember which Forza it is. But in the... Is it... I don't know if it's...
I want to say 4.
Yeah.
Is it 4?
I don't remember if it's
Horizon. Because it was DLC.
Right. So now you can have...
Well, no. I guess it was Horizon because that's the one that has...
The other
stuff. Matchbox.
Yeah. So now you can have...
Hot Wheels.
And Lego cars and real cars
and Lego environments.
Right, and destructible.
You can run over Lego flowers and everything.
Yeah. Because in their trailer they were like running.
Everything is awesome.
Would you stop? I so hate that you know that. Like the movies aren't bad, but your just interpretation of that song is just bad.
But in the first song, it is that way. It's every every 5 seconds.
Oh yeah,
they're singing that song.
In the first movie, it's horrible and it makes you want to die.
Now in the second movie, you're expecting them to do it, and they don't.
And they don't until like the end, and then
then it's not awesome. Everything could be awesome, but everything is awesome, man. That shit is so great. And you got a new Lego Star Wars, right?
No.
Pack. Lego Star Wars.
Lego Star Wars, all 9 movies in one.
See?
Which is... Whoa. Because before they did like they did the Harry Potter ones where it was 3 of the movies in one.
Now, these are the movies, but are they the old games? That's what I was wondering. Because they made games... For all of those movies, so
yeah, because I've played some of the Lego Star Wars games and like,
but they're not the old games. This is just going 1 through 9 in the movies in a new game.
In a new game,
that's what I'm thinking.
No idea.
Like it's not going back to doing Phantom Menace.
I don't
as a game
I
in the new.
The way I saw it was like they almost remastered the old ones, but they were the old games, and then they just stuck them all together.
I've always been intrigued by the Lego movie themed games. Yeah. They seem like interesting, and they're like kind of
fun.
Not so serious, but fun.
They're not very serious, and like people don't die and stuff in them. Well, kind of.
And it would be kind of fun to play, but I've never downloaded one. I've never gotten one.
They're fun. You can actually play them together, like on the same screen.
Oh, it might be kind of something.
I have the Lego Jurassic World one, and you can play.
Tell me,
that's all of the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World games.
Is everything awesome?
No, everything is not awesome. Stop with that. You're terrible with that.
I mean, I could always be like, everything is awesome.
No, don't. Anyway, what's up with all the Terminator stuff?
Dun 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 dun.
I don't understand.
And there's a new Terminator movie coming out
Is that why they are putting Terminator stuff?
Arnold.
Is that why they're putting Terminator?
I have no idea why they're doing it. Honestly, I'd have no idea.
Gears of War, Rainbow Six, which they never even said what the thing was in Rainbow Six.
They just played the music and showed the eyes, right?
Yeah, and then it was another game that you said was a Terminator reference. Yes, because a woman ran in and she had a gun. She was like, "Come with me" or whatever, and it was a Terminator reference in a different game. I can't remember what the game was, But
I said this.
yes, because I didn't know.
Me.
And then you were like, "This is a Terminator reference."
What was it about it? Oh, if come with me if you want to live.
Oh yeah.
That's the line from the movie.
Yeah.
And it's in like
All of them.
most of them. They say that somewhere in there. It's like the Terminator thing.
I don't know why all the Terminators, but
Something's happening with Terminator, man.
and zombies.
Arnold.
Terminator and zombies felt like the theme of this E3 because there's Dying Light 2, Gears of War 5 has a new game mode that's sort of zombie-ish. Then you have Rainbow Six Quarantine, which is straight up zombies. And then there's another one called Zombie Army Dead War 4.
What about World War Z? That zombie.
That wasn't at E3, but yes, there is that.
But that's new.
Yeah, and it's only on the Epic Store.
Epic Store.
It's not Epic. Anyway, and the Zombie Army Dead War 4, that's like Nazi zombies.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Which, and you have Call of Duty. There's a new Call of Duty also. I don't know if that one's gonna have.
I don't know what's up with the zombie thing. It seems like the zombie thing has
and the one where you're on the motorcycle.
Oh yeah.
Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Yeah, that one too.
But that's an exclusive PlayStation who was not at E3.
No, that was not it. Wasn't it
No,
announced?
PlayStation was not. Sony was not at
they
E3
weren't.
at all.
Oh no, I forgot about that.
On my little
Microsoft
was day 2.
Yeah.
Wait 1 second.
You have the.
I have the schedule, but I had to because my iPad is so old.
Yeah.
I had to actually take a screenshot of my table that I built on my phone for E3, and I had to crop it just so that I could have a visual of the table because it says I need to upgrade my iPad in order to get to. Why
go to album?
I just want a freaking picture.
Yeah, and then you gotta go into camera roll.
It's not even there yet.
Yeah.
It hasn't even uploaded yet. You slow bastard.
Just look up E3
My pretty
schedule.
pictures of my new microphone are in there though.
Are those gonna be? Where did you post those anywhere?
Yeah, I showed you yesterday. They're on Instagram now. A-Train photo. It's kind of sounds like Fronos.
No, don't do the Fronos photo thing. Please.
It kind of sounds like that though. A-Train photo, Fronos photo.
A little bit, but don't do that.
A-Train photo.
No, don't.
I can't say that.
Don't do the inflection. That's not.
Damn it.
No, don't do that. Ubisoft has another. They said it's an Assassin's Creed like game. The Gods and Monsters, the other Greek mythology.
I don't think it's Assassin's Creed at all.
No, they said it was Assassin's Creed like.
I don't think it's Assassin's Creed like. It's all art style, isn't it?
The art style is different, but it was from the team that brought you Assassin's Creed.
Well, that's different. I mean, from the team. Okay, fine, but it's not. It has gods, and it has. I think the idea is the gods have to come to you for help. Yeah. But what Assassin's Creed is and how it is, it's nothing like that. It's all. It's all furry and happy and
it looks like Fortnite.
Fuzzy and soft and.
Yeah, it's not Assassin's Creed.
We need death.
Yes, and on that note, I want a Norse Assassin's Creed. Norse legends and Norse gods,
like
Norse mythology, and in the snow and in the cold, and have just everything
winter has come.
Yes, have everything be completely different because all the other Assassin's Creed games, even if it there's
the ones in Europe,
right, and those are always kind of sad looking.
Well, yeah, Europe was sad looking. It was not awesome.
Yeah, no, it was not awesome. But those are always sort of rainy and dreary and
Europe.
Great. But then you go into Odyssey and Origins, and then it's all sunny.
Not Europe.
Not
Mediterranean.
Yes,
Oh God, your complaint makes no sense.
No, it's not a complaint. I'm comparing the thing.
It still makes no sense though. I mean, you're saying, oh, it looks a certain way in this place, but that's like saying, oh God, I hate it when they go to the Arctic. It's all white.
No, but
yeah,
that's my point. I want one where they're like in the snow and it's completely different from all the other stuff. That was my point.
You want the show Vikings.
I want to be a Viking assassin.
No, I was saying, but you want Vikings in Assassin's Creed. I mean, like, you want that world, that Scandinavian, Norway-ish world in ancient.
That would be cool. And maybe you have to interact with
Odin
gods
and all that stuff.
Yeah. And then, just Norse assassin, Viking assassin. That would be cool. What else? Oh, Doom Eternal.
Doom.
They made it so that it comes out a month early.
Yeah, it's like the end of November.
Yeah, it comes out a month early, and I noticed something because I went back and watched their E3 thing. I noticed that a lot of the enemies, they made them look like the original enemies, just sort of more realistic. Like the imps, because in the original Doom, they were brown, and like the first Doom, they were brown, and then they had spikes coming out of their back, and they threw fireballs at you. And in this Doom, they made them have spikes coming out of their back. And what was that? Your monitor making sounds?
Monitors don't make sounds.
Well, yours did. And the big guys with the flamethrower arms, in the first one, they were like all sort of weirdly smooth. And then they had these big flamethrowers. And then that's how they made them look. Like, they made Doom Eternal look more like a realistic version of the first Doom. And then some of the new... And when you get new weapons, they're not just sort of laying there like in Doom 2016. They're actually floating. And you have to walk over it and pick it up. And your guy grunts now. And you see more of his face. In like their cinematic things, you see way more of his face. And his suit is more green. And there's a bunch of things that go back
to... But there's also a grappling hook.
Yes, there is a grappling hook. And there's a part with a radiation suit.
And it seems like it has more...
stuff than the first one.
Like, more running, like, real run and... not even run and gun. Run and evade. Pow pow. Shoot a little bit and run.
Yeah.
And run.
Yeah.
And run. It's like... It kind of seems like... Rage 2 on steroids.
A little bit.
I mean, it's just run, change guns, run, shoot, run, change guns, run.
Yeah.
Shoot, run.
Yeah.
And you're not really trying to end anything quickly. You're just running and shooting, and as they get to the point where, to a certain point, maybe you do what used to be called the glory kill and get something from them, but you just stay on the move. You don't stop. And that was the thing about the gameplay that kind of concerned me, was the constant
movement.
Yeah, it's like you need... I kind of like the idea of going into places, having things to kill, then looking for stuff in that place, but you're relatively safe until you go into that next place.
Yeah.
But with this seems like you're just going to be...
Well, I don't know. It seemed like if you clear out the area... Because they didn't really show any clearing out the area and looking for stuff.
But that's what I'm saying. It didn't show any clearing out.
They didn't show that. They just showed...
Yeah, but do you think it's there?
I think the
idea of clearing out... Because there was a lot to clear.
Well, yes, there was. But there's got to be stuff.
And you don't know what level it was on when you watched it, because it looked like that was at a much higher level than even I would even try to play it.
That looked like that third level that you could possibly... Because also the guy was dying very quickly.
Right.
And he was doing the glory kills super often to get health. And that looked like it was a much higher...
Because you were watching this thing just tick down, then go right back up, then tick down, then right back up. And he kept doing that over and over and over.
I do like that you can like destroy the demons while they're coming at you, because they did that with the one that used to be the big red guy. Now he's like on fire and has like flames.
They named like the horns of the bull.
Yeah.
The head of the bull, like more minotaurish.
Yeah, but then you could shoot off his arms,
right?
And you couldn't like smash the ground and hurt you anymore, and you could shoot their legs off and stuff, and they would decay and start falling apart.
But this is now that's what's in Rage 2. Is the idea of blowing pieces of the characters off, thus weakening them. So
well, it would make sense if they were like, okay, we're working on both games at the same time. Let's take some of the new things.
Some sharing.
Right. Let's take some of the new things that we did with Rage 2 and
sharing is caring.
Yeah. Put it into the next Doom. Deathloop. You remember that from the?
Oh yeah, that one is the
Deathloop.
That one looks freaky.
I call it Groundhog Day versus.
Yeah, it's one looks.
It's pretty interesting.
It looks interesting, but could you imagine getting on your nerves? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, Groundhog Day would. Imagine Groundhog Day the game.
Right, because that would
yeah. Like, I mean, when you think about it, Life is Strange is sort of like that.
Yeah, because
you can rewind. Where you can rewind. Yeah, so,
but that's you choose. Now,
yeah, but you
kind of sleep or sometimes you die and you wake up.
But sometimes you can't choose. You have to do it because you can't get by the thing unless you rewind. Right. But rewinding also hurts you. Right. So, in the Groundhog Day scenario, you just keep waking up to that freaking alarm clock.
Right.
And oh God. Can you imagine just going out trying to kill somebody else? I wonder if that's going to be head to head.
Ooh, that'd be interesting. That would be, yeah. If there was like a versus mode,
and one person's the girl, the other one's the boy,
that would be interesting.
And just go after each other.
There was another game that had the same idea. From what they showed, it was like a top-down thing, and remember, it was a guy in his apartment. And his wife came home, and it was that. I don't know if that's what the gameplay was, because they didn't say anything. They didn't say, like, you know how in some of the things it's like, this is the game engine, or this isn't gameplay footage, or whatever.
Yeah, but that would suck.
That would suck. That looked like it would.
I mean, it looks engaging. It just, I don't.
It was like a thriller, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was supposed to be
more story driven
than
action. But the idea of you got to make decisions, and those decisions are gonna have an effect. And yeah,
that one looked interesting. But it was the same concept of I keep waking up in this scenario. Square Enix remade some of their old games, the Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Another Final Fantasy one.
Yeah, I'm Final Fantasy, back in the day, didn't even know about it. Now that, since I've had Steam, you always see these things pop up, and it's like, what is that? And I've gone to their Wikipedia page multiple times. You're just trying to understand what is this?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this was made for these consoles, but it was never on PC, so they remastered it and put it on PC. It's like, oh. But this game is from 94.
Yeah.
Or 95. It's like,
because the Final Fantasy games are old.
Yeah. Are there any new ones?
I think so. I think there's a 15. There's
I'm so not into that world at all.
I don't even know how that, what even the gameplay is. I don't even know.
Right. And see, wasn't Final Fantasy at one time like a top-down dungeon crawler
at
type
one
thing?
point it was a side-scrolling RPG, turn-based combat.
Yeah.
I think it was top-down at one point.
And see, that's what I'm saying. It's like you
through
just
the world. It was top-down, and then it went side view, and it was turn-based combat. Yeah, and it was all pixely, and that's how it. That's how it started.
You just said all the things that make me not to want to play anything,
right?
Unless it's Mario.
Yeah, because that's
maybe Sonic.
That's how Mario is. Yeah. But it wasn't turn-based combat, and it wasn't.
No.
They were top-down.
No, it's top down when you're moving from place to place.
Oh yeah.
And when you go to the map,
When
you
you
move
go
to
in the
place to
map,
place,
yeah.
and then you go into
Other
it.
than that, but
Right.
the actual levels aren't like
Not
that.
like that.
Yeah. Oh, will Disney have games on their subscription service? Because there was another Square Enix
Games?
thing it's called Kingdom Hearts, and that has Disney stuff in it.
Yeah, but I don't think no.
And
I think their games division is not the same.
When they came up, it said like PlayStation or Xbox or Steam, and then Disney. And
Now, is Disney starting its own
I
game service? Because
have no
the new
idea.
Marvel game would be Disney.
right, which that
I don't think they're doing
also
a game service though. I don't think they're doing a subscription service for games.
Maybe.
But they might be hooking up with Google
right.
and
Their Stadia.
Stadia.
Yeah.
So
Which
there
a
you'd
lot
be
of
able to
things
play the games.
connected with Stadia at E3.
Right. So then you'd be able to play the games, and it would be subscribing or getting the game, maybe a subscription to Disney, because that's what Stadia said, is they were allowing the other services, whether it be Xbox or Ubisoft had one, I think.
Bethesda had one.
Bethesda has one.
Ubisoft.
And then allowing them, you can get to them,
Yeah.
kind of like what you do with your TV and getting to, like, say, Netflix or
Yeah,
whatever, or
yeah,
HBO. You're subscribing to those other things outside of the service, but you can get to them through the portal. And then with Stadia, that means you could then play the games on any device that has Chrome.
Because that was the one thing
Or
that
Chromecast.
they showed with the Bethesda with Doom, was this person came out and they had their phone attached to a controller and they were sitting there playing at 60 FPS, and it was like, oh my god, you can play
I'm telling you, man,
these
just
games.
just make your phone not be. It's not a phone. Stop calling it a phone. Just call it a mini computer.
that can make phone calls.
Who's making phone calls? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
People use FaceTime and text message now. It's like what an iPod.
and with 5G coming,
right?
well, why would you ever use a phone? Like, you might as well take the phone part off.
Right, like have
Now,
an iPod.
or just turn it off so that the phone is not even necessary. And yeah, you can do FaceTime or text messaging,
or even Skype if you really want
or
to.
Skype is essentially FaceTime.
Right.
And you're doing all of those things over 5G. And then when you get away from your 5G and you drop down to 4 and 3G, okay, then you can use your phone again. Because why have that running? Why have it going? It's like, why be bouncing from tower to tower looking for your cell phone when you're not really using it for that?
I don't know.
And basically now, I mean, shit, Cam 2 is a freaking phone. Cam 2!
Yeah.
Cam 2! So, I mean, and that's got more capability in shooting video than my camera does.
Yeah.
I can go 4K over there, can't go 4K over here. So, I mean...
Yeah. The phone part is kind of weird.
It's just call it a computer. Just call it what it is. It's not a phone.
Right.
I mean, they got that one phone that just came out, I think, what is it? LG? 6-inch screen on it? It's like this gigantic thing. Well, guess what? If I can play Doom on it...
Oh, yeah.
Or I get my...
Just break out a controller and play anything, anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you're sitting there with your iPad Pro.
Right. And this
And
is
you just take your controller and, come on now.
This is almost as big as my computer screen.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're moving into a space where walking around with phones is just, no. It's not a phone. It's everything else but a phone. Because honestly, anybody walking around talking on a phone...
They look weird now. Everybody's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, it's like, why would you ever do
Nobody
that?
calls people anymore.
Outside of people in China who want to look special because they have a phone.
Yeah.
So they talk really loud.
It's like, oh, I'm on my new phone.
I know.
And everybody's like, guys, we don't
Look
care.
at me on my phone.
Right. Phone that's almost as big as my iPad.
I'm gonna talk really loud on this really crowded bus where nobody's talking.
Yeah.
Because I have a phone. It's called iPhone.
Yeah. I didn't put any of the Nintendo stuff on here.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I didn't watch the Nintendo thing. Yeah.
You didn't watch the Nintendo thing?
No. We saw those couple
Was the
trailers.
Nintendo thing interesting?
I don't know.
I don't think it was.
Well,
honestly,
we saw that one thing that was like all of Nintendo stuff in 11 minutes or whatever. And
I know.
was
Was it
there
interesting?
was like a Mario and Sonic Olympics.
Luigi's Mansion 3.
Luigi's Mansion, and you could turn yourself into Gooigi. Is that what it was? Gooigi. A lot of people have said that Luigi's Mansion, those games were fun. So that might be interesting.
I mean, I think the problem Nintendo had is they had no hardware announcement, and that's what people wanted.
Yeah.
People wanted to know, okay, you made a Switch.
What's next?
What's the next thing?
And
I mean, even Xbox had a thing about their new hardware.
Yeah. What is that one?
Project Scarlet.
Yeah.
And, they had a thing to say, it's coming.
Right, it's coming.
It's going to be bad as hell.
It's going to be the most powerful thing we've ever done.
Which is what they said about the last one.
Yeah.
And, it's like, okay, it's coming.
Right.
You're working on it. You're doing a thing. Great. Gave us a little bit of specs.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. But, see, Nintendo didn't do anything with hardware, so it was like...
And they didn't even do anything...
Should I buy a Switch?
Right, and they didn't even really do anything with Direct, because they already announced their subscription thing. So, that wasn't even new.
I don't know. Honestly, I think if Nintendo is going to, I don't want to say be successful, but if they're going to get more of the market, they really need to make their shit available to PC people.
Yeah.
They really do. I mean, I would say PlayStation has its exclusives, but it seems like almost everything on Switch is exclusive. Everything Nintendo is exclusive.
Yeah, except for the stupid Mario run.
And you know that The Witcher is going to Switch.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I mean, you're gonna get a full Witcher game on the Switch. Right. So I mean, it's like they're porting They're porting games over to the Switch.
Right.
But it's like, then why would I ever buy the Switch? I mean, if I've got the PC and I've got the Xbox and now I've got the Xbox subscription, and my PC now has that Xbox console thing.
Right.
It's like, why would I even buy an Xbox?
It seems like the only things you like just to get to the games. You have the Steam, the subscription for the Xbox on your PC, then you have the PlayStation, and then you have to get a Switch. And it's like, why do I have to get a Switch now?
Yeah, why
did
you have to get a Switch for what we said before?
Right.
There's all these games that you will never play.
That you're never gonna get. You're never even gonna get access.
But like, if you had to make a decision right now, which one is it? Switch, PlayStation, Xbox.
Switch. For me, at least, because I've seen.
See, I'd rather play the God of War. I'd rather play the. You see what I mean?
I'd
rather play. Those are games that I'd want to play.
Yeah.
But Mario, man, why do you buy a Switch?
Right.
Mario. Why do you buy Nintendo? Mario. That's why you buy it.
Yeah, it really is.
If you send me a box where I can play all the just Mario games. And I'm talking about going back. Dr. Mario, all of that.
Wasn't Dr. Mario like Tetris?
Yeah, it was awesome. We used to have great head-to-head fun with that. At university, it was great. It was we had a great time with it. So
a lot of Mario games.
all the Mario Karts, all the Yoshis and Islands and Luigi's and Donkey Kongs and Mario. Just send me a Mario fucking system.
Yeah.
Every Mario game that comes out, I get it on this system.
Yeah.
I'd be done. I don't need anything else from Nintendo to be happy.
Yeah. Well.
Just give me Mario and the system to run it and play all the games. I'd be done. I could die happy. Well, think about it. I wouldn't. That's all I want to play on the Nintendo. Well, I had a whole Nintendo, and it was only the only game I had.
Oh, yeah, it's Street Fighter.
I did not. My brother did. Mario. That's all I cared about.
Super Mario World.
And that's the game that came with the system.
And then Uncle Christopher bought.
He got it somehow. He procured it. Let's say that. I have no idea how he got it.
He got Street Fighter 2.
You know.
That was the only thing that was on there.
I don't know. It's just honestly, if they made us any system and then said you can run all of the Mario games, on your 4K screen,
yeah,
and then play the games.
Just
I'm
a
done.
lot of people would be
because there's so many
that.
Marios I've never played. I've never played Mario Kart. I've never played Yoshi's Island. I've never played so much. I
played Mario Kart once. And that was on the Wii.
The old school Donkey Kongs, and I played those. But there's a bunch of, what is it, Mario... Isn't there like a Mario Tennis or something? Or is that
there's Mario Tennis. I think
and there's all those kinds of games.
All the Mario Sports, the Mario Party.
I laugh at people with Wiis today, but they were still a thing that,
There's still games on there that are still fun to do.
Let's go bowling.
Right? There's like 11 different Mario parties. Which is essentially like virtual board game kind of deal.
I mean, if you wanted to play Mario, you could have a whole system that was nothing but the world of Donkey Kong, Mario. Donkey Kong, Mario, Yoshi,
that's it.
You're done.
That's all
You've got what? Maybe up to 100, and that's what everybody was limiting their subscription service to. 100 plus.
Yeah.
Is what they said.
Yeah.
Give me 100 plus Marios. Let's be out.
Right.
Roll out 4K Mario, baby.
Yeah.
And portable.
Right.
Come on, son.
Right. Because
Nintendo. What are you doing? All that other shit, Breath of the Wild, nobody cares.
That's not true. Speaking of, there's a sequel to Breath of the Wild coming out too.
Nobody cares.
That was at E3.
Mario. Go with what you know, people. Go with what you're good at. Mario.
I'm not good at Mario.
Mario's awesome.
I am so not good at Mario.
Man, I beat all the old Marios, the world, the 3, little raccoon tail thing. Oh yeah, I was all over that. Telling you, man. Great times.
Did you ever have a Game Boy?
No.
So you never played any of the Game Boy Marios either?
Nope.
I played the Game Boy Mario because you could, and on the 3DS, there are some games that are backwards compatible. So you could go and get the old black and white,
Black and white.
Yeah.
Black and white?
Yeah.
Black and white what?
Black and white Game Boy Mario.
Ugh.
Yeah. And Kirby and...
Yeah. No.
I had those for a while.
No thanks.
I think they're on a different card, but
No thanks. No.
I have them.
It's funny because
I've only played 4 Marios in my life.
What's his name? I can't remember his letters. MB. Oh God.
Who?
What's his name? I can't remember his name.
Who is it?
Marquise Brownlee.
Oh.
His channel.
Yeah.
What's his channel?
I don't remember.
I cannot remember the channel name, but he did he opened it for the first time. Yeah, and that in itself.
Tetris on it. On the Game Boy.
He in doing that, it's okay if that's what you got, but no. Why? Trying to go to Marquise and Roland jumped up there. I don't want Roland. I want Marquise.
What was the name of the channel?
MKBHD. See?
Oh boy.
MKBHD. That's why I couldn't remember. I know his name, Marquise Brownlee. But yeah, he does a thing with the Game Boy, and I guess if you never got to play it, it is interesting and it's simple and you can get right into it and play away, But like I never had that, never had the DS, I never had any of the handheld Nintendo things. I never had the GameCube. I never had any of those things. So, I was a poor person. No, yes, I was. I was not. You have to remember, a lot of that stuff came out when I was at university.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I didn't know.
Right.
And the idea of going to university with a game system, I didn't have a TV.
Right.
Which meant you had to take a TV. You have to keep that in mind, people.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you had to hook these things up to televisions.
Right. Not just a monitor.
Right.
Because now almost everything you can hook up to a monitor.
Well, yeah, but the monitor was as big as the TV.
You're right.
What are you talking about?
Right.
I didn't have a computer when I first got to university.
Mm-hmm.
You were begging somebody to use their word processor and praying it had a screen on it. Like, yeah, let's talk technology. While you think about that $1,000 stand for your monitor.
So stupid. Anyway.
Oh no!
Oh god.
My chair let me down. So sad.
There's Wolfenstein VR now. With the Wolfenstein Cyber Pilot, where you can get inside of the machines and.
Isn't there? Yeah.
And then
what's the one with the two girls?
That's Youngblood.
Yeah, Youngblood.
That can be co-op.
And that one looks.
The other ones were co-op. That was their.
That one looks more
thing.
doomy.
It does, but it looked weird in the way they were showing it, because nobody plays video games like you're constantly moving forward and just turning and shooting at everything.
They were like running.
Yeah, no one plays like that.
But maybe you do in this game. Maybe you have to. Maybe you don't stop. Maybe killing everything is not the point. Maybe it's just getting to the end.
Maybe.
Like a side scroller is, but it's not side, it's front to back.
And what was the thing about Cyberpunk? You can complete the game without killing anybody.
Yep.
That was something that
that
the
came
story
out this
that
week.
came out. And I was like, what? you can not kill anybody?
So that makes it Watchdog like.
Right.
Where you can control other things, or because I think in that game you can take over other people's cybernetic stuff,
yes.
So you can actually stop them from shooting you.
Yeah, and I went back and watched that 40-minute gameplay trailer that they had released last year, and they show if you take someone down, you can jack into their brain essentially, and then you can get to their network of people in the complex, and then you can go into each individual parts and be like, yeah, you can't shoot anymore.
You can't shoot.
Your gun doesn't work, or you can't move, or whatever.
So I mean,
and
when you think about it, you're not killing anybody.
Right. But if they see you, then they can't do anything to you.
I know, but my point is, you've now made it that you don't have a reason to kill them.
Right.
See, if they're not trying to kill you, then why are you killing them?
Right. They're not a threat anymore. So that was interesting, but that's about it that I have on my.
That's all you got? Really? That's your whole list?
Yeah, I don't feel like.
What? Don't feel like?
I don't want to talk about the other thing.
The what? What don't you want to talk about? That sounds interesting.
The stupid Dragon's Quest builders thing.
Okay, we don't have to talk about that.
See, it's not worth talking about.
But wait, what about your Minecraft?
Okay, Minecraft Dungeons. They made it a top-down dungeon crawler game with better graphics than their current game.
And you want to play it?
No, I don't. I almost got rid of the Minecraft launcher. I was so upset because it's like all the stuff that was just in their trailer, people had been asking for to be in Minecraft for many years, and then
So you're saying they let you down?
they let everybody down. Because all the stuff they were like, just building features in Minecraft, like make the graphics a little better or make it so that when something moves with a piston, it doesn't just go and like it actually slides or something like that. And, people had made mods and stuff to do that. And then Mojang was always like, no, we're not going to do that. That's not something we're interested in doing. And it's like, okay, you haven't updated the world. You haven't made anything interesting. And then they put all the interesting stuff in a completely new game. It's like,
so that makes you want to buy the game.
No, it makes me want to not play Minecraft anymore.
Why?
Because
now you've got everything you want in the new game.
No, because you
play the new game.
Because you don't build, you don't explore, you don't run around in this world, you don't have free reign. It's a story-driven. Oh, I'm gonna run through and just kill stuff. And it's a top-down RPG, and it's
You're
like I don't want to play that.
There's no like what's the mode that you can
creative mode?
There's no creative mode in this game?
No. It's.
Don't you think there would be
it's
one?
It's a top-down RPG.
But don't you think they would have to put it in there?
No, because it's a completely different game.
But
it's
still.
not even like to me. It just looks like.
Isn't
Minecraft.
that what I mean? That's why I played Minecraft when I played it was
for the creative.
It was the creative.
Yeah,
I've never played Minecraft. I've only done the creative.
Yeah.
So I built the Mackinac Bridge up in there.
You did build the Mackinac Bridge.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Across a one deep little river.
It was not a one deep river.
It was a one deep river.
No. Where I built my Mackinac Bridge, that thing was, it was like huge across there. That was not a one deep river. No. You had to fly a distance to get onto that other side. It was a long ways away. Yes. Yes, it was not it was not a river. It was one of those spots where you could go out and you couldn't see the other side. And then you flew across and it was like, oh shit, there's land. Yeah. One deep river.
But
man, I put my Mackinac Bridge in a good place. Don't listen to him.
All your tunnels and roads and
my tunnels are awesome. And my houses.
You learn how to do.
I built a little subdivision and everything.
Yeah.
With a circle. I built a lot of shit, man.
Yeah, you did. You built a lot of stuff, but I don't know.
My highway system.
Yeah, your highway systems and stuff. All your arches and tunnels and.
See.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that was the part.
That's the part of Minecraft that everybody loves.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm thinking that with the new stuff that they put in this game, that they're gonna have to go and say, even if they do a build your own level kind of thing, and you know what I mean, because that's what people want to do. They want to say they do want to play the campaign. They might want to play the campaign with their friends,
right?
But then they want to make their own shit
Yeah.
in using your world, like a sandbox. That's just part of gaming now. It's just a part of what we do, and you know, I mean that. I mean, the old Doom had it. Snap maps and making your own little things and running through them, and other people sharing them and all that. What's the other game we had? Far Cry did it. Yeah. So
almost, I think going back to maybe 3, Far Cry has that. Well, no, 4.
So I mean,
the one that started that.
Think about it.
Primal.
It makes total sense for them to say, okay, in some DLC or just a later update, you've played the game. Build your world.
Yeah. I just
Here's
don't like
the tools.
that
Here's all the stuff you wanted in the other one.
I just don't
Go
like
at
that
it.
it's top-down RPG. It's like it's not first person, and you're not like just doing whatever. Like, and then you have the one company, Hypixel, which had a Minecraft server, and they still do for years, and they're making a game, and just the screenshots of in development stuff, it already has hundreds of things that Minecraft doesn't have, but everybody wants. So more people are more excited.
You Minecraft people are just too picky.
No, but come on now, they're not. It's like it's not.
I'm
like
not
it
a
has
Minecraft person. I just
it's
like
not
building.
like it has a story mode.
But it does now.
Well, not original Minecraft doesn't have a story mode. That's the thing. So people make things for themselves to do.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's like, why not? Do and in the Hytale game, they've made it so that because they were a part of the community for so long, they've made it so that it's easier to. That's not right. It's easier to add mods and make story things, and that was one of their big selling points. Was now you can do it in the game. You don't have to go to another third-party thing to then code all this stuff in, and because coding is gross. But
what?
Coding is
what?
I don't like coding.
Clutching the pro. You don't like coding?
I know without coding you don't have games.
No, I'm just saying you don't like coding.
No,
it's not
I
so
don't.
fun.
I don't.
It's not
It's
great
not,
times.
It's not a great time.
You should do more of it.
I shouldn't. It's not a great time.
So what else you got on your list?
Outer Worlds, the No Man's Sky looking game where you can do anything. Because, well, with the story mode, you could. That was one of the things that they said was, we don't know who this person is gonna be, so you could help people or kill them or do whatever.
Choose.
Right, you had
choose what you wanted to do.
many different choices in how you played.
I kind of like those games, but I'm kind of afraid of those games at the same time.
Because there's so much.
Well, it's no. The thing is, like in a lot of games, there's loot all over the world, right?
Yeah.
Things that you may need to pick up, crafting materials, all this stuff, and you walk around and you just pick it up.
Yeah.
But then you get to a game like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, where they will tattletale on your ass.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to just pick up shit so I can build it.
Right.
No, you're stealing now.
Yeah.
And then it's like, am I going to be the kind of player that steals and then runs away, and then they call a bounty hunter, to come get me.
Yeah.
And then somebody comes and tries to stop me from stealing their stuff, and I kill them, and they send me a bounty hunter after me for killing the guy, and it's like, oh God, I'm now...
Now I have consequences.
Right, I'm fighting for my life.
Right, whereas before in like Rage, you just walk around and it's like, oh, there's stuff, and I just pick it up, and it's like, but why did you give me consequences if you put all this stuff here?
Yeah, but
why did you do that?
In Odyssey, there are things that you can just pick up, and there are other things that say,
Steal.
do you want to steal it? And it's like, wait, whoa, why do I have to make these choices?
Why am I a thief now? Whereas in
why can't I just take it for later?
In Origins, it's
you just took stuff.
It's just loot.
Yep, it's just stuff. You happen to walk up on it and find it, and you can take it.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
it's kind of
why have you made me a bad person? Just because? But
I'm just trying to pick up the stuff and do the things that
video games have taught us. Yeah, there's loot that needs to be collected
in order for you to do something else. So you
Right.
can still collect it,
but it's gonna have a consequence now.
That horn's gonna blow, and they're gonna be coming after your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. The idea of having to make those choices and what kind of player am I going to be, and maybe you want to play it this time and be the nice guy. Maybe you play it the next time and you want to be the asshole.
Right.
And there are the ones that make you choose what you want to say back to people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
see,
The Witcher.
Yeah,
The Witcher
then you
do
can
that
be
in.
you can be a straight asshole,
Oh, yeah.
or you can be like, yeah, sure, I'll help you, and you get different responses, and you never. I don't know if anybody really ever knows players, like when you're playing it, what the real ramification of that decision really
Until
was.
you just are like, I'm just gonna do it and see.
Right, but you're only seeing what your path. It's like choose your own adventure, but you only get to choose it one time, and you don't get to know what
Then
the
you
other
have to
things
redo
were.
it
But say you
all
don't.
over again.
But you may never get back there again.
Right, unless you just start over.
No, but you may never get back to that conversation again.
Oh, yeah.
You may never
Yeah.
do that again because you've made different
That was
choices along the
one
way.
thing I saw in Cyberpunk as well, because
Can't you talk to almost everybody in that game?
yeah, I think it's sort of like Rage, where you can talk to, and everybody has names and stuff,
Right,
and you
right,
can almost
right.
talk to anybody on the street or whatever. But like you go into a situation and it's like, how do you want to do this? And that's a question that you get asked is like, do I want to run in and just start shooting everything, or do I want to be diplomatic about this? And then you choose one, and you get in, and there's like 4 other options, and you keep going through these trees of things. And in Detroit,
it's like You versus Wild.
Kind of. In Detroit Become Human, which is another PlayStation exclusive, it shows
that we can't play.
Yeah. It shows you the tree of choices, and it shows you what you could have done.
See that?
And then you can go back and replay that episode.
See, yeah, I think Life is Strange sort of kind of does that. Where at the very end, it kind of tells you it's like you were with the crowd, or you went against the crowd, you know. But I don't know. It's just sometimes those decisions get in your way because it's like, I don't really want to do this, but does this mean I'm going to be able to play the game better? Like if I do this thing, does it? What does it mean for me later? Does that unlock something later on that now I can do because I'm an asshole? Yeah. And I now get a gun that I didn't get,
or whatever.
See, I guess you would need somebody to tell you who developed the game, look, everybody's going to get the same weapons. Everybody's going to have the same opportunities.
Right.
But you can make decisions along the way, but the actual gameplay is not going to be it's not going to be totally affected by your good or bad decision. You can just make them, and
it's not like you're going to get snatch.
Right, you're not like you get to an end and it's like, yeah, you can't go any further because you made this decision. Now you got to go back.
Right.
Now imagine if we made video games that way and made you keep replaying it.
I mean, that's a great way to get people to keep playing your game. Then you look up and you have the same hours as you have in Subnautica.
Oh God! Could you imagine being like, okay, you make like four different decisions. You get to an end and it says the game goes, okay, now you must go back and make all these different decisions because you've now gotten to an end of this line. You can't go any further, and you got to find a different way. It's like in a maze, you got to the dead end. Okay. And then you go back, and now all that stuff that you fought to get there, maybe you have to fight it all over again. Yeah. I have a feeling people would be like, no. Yeah. Unless the fight was not so difficult.
Right. Unless it wasn't super ridiculous.
Yeah, because if it was super hard, you're gonna be like, I gotta go back and do what?
Yeah, right.
So it took me an hour to get past this.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
Like you playing, what were you playing where you couldn't? It was Rage 2 where you had to come back later on. You like came back after I went to bed and beat the thing.
Oh yeah, doing that stupid arena fight against Cross.
Oh, that was so funny.
After you went to bed, I was like, I'll beat it.
That was so funny.
And then I
did. I don't know why it's like this. It's the game. No. It's you. No, it's the game.
I said that about the stupid race bit. Because that is just bad. It's all the way bad.
Oh, God.
Because I didn't say that about the Mutant Bash TV, because that was just really difficult.
Oh, that's so funny. And you had to get through those
arenas, and it...
You and your, no.
I can drive.
It's the game!
I
it's
can
like,
drive
no, it is not the game, Aaron. It's you. I beat
drive
this part.
Video games.
And look, if I beat it, I'm not very good. So if I beat it, and you're struggling with it, it's you.
No. It's not me.
Alright, so what's the game, out of all the announcements you saw, what's the one thing you want to play right now?
Doom. Yeah. Doom and Cyberpunk are the two things I really want to play right now.
And Cyberpunk is 2020.
Yep.
Doom is the end of the year.
Yep.
So basically we're going to get Doom, and hopefully a few months later we'll get Cyberpunk.
Yeah, right. A bunch of stuff was early 2020 though.
Right. I would say most of the things we saw was early 2020. There was only a couple of the DLC things that was like this year, this summer, this fall.
Like the stupid Sims 4 expansion.
Yeah.
EA.
See, should I get Sims?
No, I just don't.
See, it just seems terrible.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. Because that was one of that. I put 3 things in this list where, because in that whole E3, there were like a couple things where I was like, woo. And it was like, it was the Just Dance thing, where they had that performance and stuff, yeah, and they had a trailer, and it was like, why didn't you guys just do the trailer show?
The trailer was cool,
right? Why didn't you just do the trailer?
Wait. Well, I don't think that was a trailer. I think that was just an introduction.
Well,
that was all live action.
Right, it was live action, and they were like showing the people who had world records and stuff in their game.
That's
and
what
then,
that was.
Yeah,
I saw that.
It was like, why didn't you just do that and then have the release
and
date
move on?
And
move on.
Just
We don't need you dancing.
Right, we don't need you to dance. And when it was over, it was like.
You know what's funny about that is I will never play those games. So what was really funny about that was the students for their project was about dance, and so I made this giant wall, bulletin board wall, and I had all these different things on there about dance, and it was some, from pictures to words to questions and all. One of the things was Just Dance. I didn't know what it was.
Oh God!
I only got it. I only put it up there because it said Just Dance.
I knew Just Dance was a game.
I didn't even know it was a game.
Oh God!
It was so
That's
funny.
Awful.
Because when
That's terrible.
One of the groups used the game in their presentation, and I was like, "Oh, that's a game."
That's funny.
I don't do a podcast.
I know. The other one was Ubisoft's mobile game. That's all weird, and they took a bunch of characters. They
talked about it, but it seemed like it went by too fast.
Yeah, but they took a bunch of characters from their other games like Rainbow Six and Watch Dogs and something else, and like put them all together, and it was under Tom Clancy's like elite squad or whatever.
But what about the Watch Dogs? You gonna jump on the Watch Dogs?
I don't know. I mean, I can try to get the one I got to work. Because I got Watch Dogs 2 because it was on sale, and
So you haven't played the Watch Dogs?
No, I tried to play it and it kept crashing.
I think you need to talk to the people.
Yeah, I need to.
Because isn't there another Watch Dogs game coming out?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
It's in London.
Yeah.
And that's the one where you can be.
It was funny because they were talking about that. I was listening to some nerds talk about that this morning, and I think they were talking about the fact that Brexit might actually be in the game.
Who's Brexit?
See, this is why this is sadness.
Why is it sadness? Who's Brexit?
Who is Brexit? That should be a T-shirt. Brexit is Britain exiting the EU.
Oh.
And so
I didn't know it had a name.
It's actually being referred to. It's called Brexit. His name is called Brexit, and it's actually referred to in the game.
I didn't know
in some way, shape, or form.
I didn't know it was a.
That's the only thing people call it.
Oh, I
you
didn't
think people
know
walk
that.
around talking about Britain exiting the EU? You think people actually say that? No, they say Brexit.
Okay, well, I thought
every damn where for the last 3 years, 2-3 years. That's what they've called it.
Okay. I knew it was a thing that was happening, but I didn't know it had a name.
I have no words.
But that mobile game just looks weird because it was also a turn-based, top-down thing. I was like, guys, we don't want to play this. This is not interesting.
Yeah, well.
That's something you were talking about with all those anime games. It's like nothing about your trailer makes me want to play your game.
Nothing. Nothing at all. You show me an anime game in Japanese with English subtitles, and basically you have shut down my brain. You have disabled me. I will not play anything
until something else comes back on.
Oh God. All of those games are this hyper fast movement, jumping around, acting like they're super, and these swords that are so big that nobody could ever even pick them up. And no, none of that is cool to me. I don't know who that appeals to outside of people who just love anime.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I love the style though, like the art style.
Yeah.
I like the art style. I like it in models. I like it in like figures. I like it in 2D and 3D artwork. I like the style. I like, because it's like it's like almost even when they're sitting still, like it's like they're moving.
It's like
but
sort of an action
in a game.
thing.
And the mouth all crazy and not really moving, and eyes are really, really big, and then, go away. I don't watch anime
things. The only thing you've come close to watching is Avatar: The Last Airbender.
No, I've seen like
similar.
What's the one anime? Heavy Metal has anime in it, and which I don't think you've seen. But those things, those. It's kind of like your Love, Death, and Robots. It's like that.
Oh, Good Hunting, I guess, is sort of anime.
Yeah, it is. Of course it is. But those shows, they did a whole series of them. Heavy Metal and Heavy Metal 2, and then there's a bunch of them. But they're like little vignettes, little short things. And it's like, okay, I can deal with it when it's in the shortness. Even the Animatrix is got, I think, an anime... A couple of those are like anime, but the rest of them are not. They're in other art styles. But yeah, no.
In games, it's not appealing.
It's just nothing about them. It's like I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why people ever latched onto it, but it just does not appeal to me at all.
I have no idea. And it seems like the only anime games are third-person RPGs, and they're not even all that great. Like just game wise, not even like the art style or anything.
I think it's the movement.
Just the game wise, it's not all that great.
It's the movement and the fact that it's like, I don't know. I'm not gonna read my video game.
Well, some of them, if they're being released for American audiences, you can change the language. Because there are.
And I don't like the fact that the mouth doesn't even look like it's trying to match up.
No.
It's like watching old Japanese kung fu movies. That's why, or Chinese kung fu movies. That's what it feels like. Yeah. It's like, no.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's.
What else you got on your list? That's it.
I think that's it.
No.
Yeah.
We went through the whole list.
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Sure. It's a long list.
Oh, the Marvel game. That's Square Enix. And I literally put Square Enix, weird looking Avengers game that doesn't follow the MCU. it just something about it doesn't look right.
And sound
right. Like the characters don't sound right.
It's like the voice acting is like.
And it's weird to me because I said this when we were just talking. In the cartoons and stuff that may follow the MCU or are after like Iron Man, whoever is playing the main characters are trying to sound like the actors. Yeah, like they're almost doing impressions of them. Like the guy that plays Tony Stark, he kind of sounds like Robert Downey Jr. a little bit. Not just in his lines, but in the way he talks and his inflections and stuff. But in this, it's like they're just completely different, and it's weird.
But they even look different.
Yeah.
So Thor doesn't
even have the right outfit.
What Thor is he looking like?
I don't know, because he doesn't even look like the first Thor.
He doesn't look like
his
the comic
suit.
books.
Like his suit doesn't even look right.
Yeah, there's a weird.
And he still has Mjolnir and doesn't even have Stormbreaker.
And I don't understand. I guess, and maybe by the end of the game he does. Maybe. But it's just the idea of they made a thing after.
Captain America.
Endgame.
Not Captain America. The Iron Man is like all weirdly bulky and buff out of the suit.
But I mean, it's just
and his suit looks like the first Iron Man, but the helmet goes away like in Endgame.
Yeah. But why would they make a game? Why would
Even your chair is disappointed.
I know, my chair is sad. But why would they make a game after we've seen Endgame?
Yeah.
And then
completely differ
like
from every,
it's like
from 10 years of
of us watching these characters,
Yeah.
listening to these characters.
Yeah.
I mean, I get maybe that you're not going to get all of them to be the voice actors, but
No.
God, you could get people that are closer, and you could have changed the look of the
way it
characters.
looks, yeah.
So, but even if it's not going to be a part of the MCU, it seems like it needs to, at this point, kind of start there,
Yeah.
and then diverge.
Like you could get away, especially with Endgame, with them explaining the different timelines with time travel and stuff. You could kind of get away with that a little bit.
Yeah, let's send them to Earth too.
Right. You could kind of do like with DC games. You can do that.
Multiverse.
Right. You can get away with that now that they've explained it in Endgame. But in
Endgame they supposedly staved off the multiverse.
Right, because they returned all the stones to the.
But does that mean Loki is just what?
Who knows?
See, there's the problem.
That's where the multiverse comes in.
All right, that's all you got.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all I got.
You didn't contribute any other than
E3.
anything. You just said everything is awesome, and then
everything is awesome.
And then we did this. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I have.
Do you think it was a good E3?
Yeah,
I started watching the
of things
AMD
were-
thing.
Wasn't that hardware?
So boring. It was so boring. And I'm into hardware. It was so boring.
Really?
I was just sitting there watching and it was like, it's like, am I back in church? Yeah, it was so boring.
I kind of want
was
to go
like,
back and
no.
watch all of the Nintendo ones, because there might be something interesting in there. But
Unless, I guess if you're into those games, but honestly,
the only ones I want to, if we did get a Switch, the only ones I want to play are Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Splatoon. Those are the only 3 I want to play. Other than that, I don't really care. Those are the only ones that look interesting and are the most fun by review. So
I think the thing, and you can do, there's no family share on the Xbox thing subscription. So what you'd end up doing is what we'd have to do with Steam with their version of family share,
which is
you have to sign in.
Which
you have to sign.
It's not really sharing because
Sign in as me and give me all of my extras.
You have achievements for a game that you don't even have installed.
Didn't even play.
Because I went and installed Assassin's Creed Syndicate and played some of that, and you have stuff for it,
and I got coins for it.
Never played it, and you have that
because everything is awesome.
No, it's not awesome because you have Far Cry Primal, and I played all of that and 4, and like when I started playing Far Cry 5. And I signed in with my Ubisoft stuff, and I looked and it's like, why can't I get this stuff for Primal and
because it's mine.
For 4, I played
it's
them.
Mine,
and it's like,
mine, all mine.
Technically, I didn't play them. I haven't even purchased them. So, yeah, that sucks.
Well, think of it this way: all the fans I have on your roller derby game, you put there because everything is awesome.
Yeah, all like 200. All the rest of them were on mine. I played on mine, and I have what?
So I mean,
900.
that's the other thing. I think
the sharing
if
thing
we
needs to be
bought,
a thing.
let me think of it this way: if we bought an Xbox, we'd be sharing, right? You can share the Xbox.
Well, yes,
I can buy
share
one
the system,
game.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but you're still buying one game, and you play the game, and it doesn't matter if it's me or you.
Right. Because you're sharing the system itself.
Exactly. But then if I go and I buy the game on Xbox and play it on the PC, you don't have access to it. Something about that is not right inside of the home.
Not right.
It's like I should be able to, like, you should be able to log in as you
and be connected.
But I think what they said is you can have different profiles even though you're logged in as me. So you can have I can have multiple profiles.
And then you can.
So you log in as me.
Uh-huh.
And then you have a different profile set up, and now you're playing under that profile. But the problem is, like you said, everything is basically me.
Right, you're still getting it.
Mm-hmm.
You're still getting all the achievements, all the rewards, all the stuff.
Whatever comes with that.
Right.
So,
I think.
Oh! We didn't talk about the collector's box for the 2077.
Oh yeah, and Doom has a thing.
See, now here's the question: Do we buy those?
Collector's box? I don't know.
I want the little statues
I want the
and
statue
stuff.
too.
I want the coolness.
There's a Doom Eternal Deluxe.
So I think we need to have it sent to the grandma and then have it sent to us, and then we'd have more stuff to carry around.
The Doom Deluxe has you get different stories inside the campaign, and I looked at this on Steam. There's like story add-ons. So you can go on like smaller sub campaigns.
Nobody cares about gameplay. What do I get?
You get a skin and the classic soundtrack. Yeah.
What?
You get a.
No, where's my little Doom man? Where's my? A helmet somewhere?
Yes.
Yeah. What? Forget all that skin.
Here.
Yeah, I want a helmet.
Collector's edition.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you get the helmet.
Yes. Helmet.
You get the lore book.
Yeah.
The
Statue. Little statue.
No, I don't think you get the statue. No, that's the skin.
Oh, that's in the game.
These are the digital.
Is there a book?
Hold on.
Is there a container? Is there some kind of box?
I think so.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to. I can't see these.
There you go. Zooming also always helps with seeing.
I think this is
$200.
I think that's a sound.
$200. The gift of Argent Power. It's a lithograph.
What's a lithograph?
Like a
tapestry kind of thing?
No. It's not soft. It's hard. Probably molded, probably plastic or something. But it's like it's been
like a stone.
Like a relief. Like you take away material to make the carving, and it's all like a stone that could go on like on a wall type thing. I think because I don't think it's paper. It could be paper. Why is there? Why does it say soundtrack, but it's on a regular 2-track tape? Lore book. Doom Eternal game.
You don't get as much as
Steelbook.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, the Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk
The
has
box
a bunch
itself.
of stuff. Yeah.
The box itself is awesome.
Yeah.
But this has a helmet though.
Yes, it does have a helmet. That someone had at the presentation for Doom Eternal. They're sitting there and everybody's cheering. It's like you can get a helmet, and then this dude is just sitting there nodding with the helmet on.
You know what'd be awesome is if this helmet was like a motorcycle helmet.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Cool. You could just put it on and it looks exactly like this. But because it has vents.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome. And it doesn't need to open. Yeah, I don't know. Is it worth buying collector's editions of games?
I don't know.
I like buying digital like the
deluxe
packages and stuff. I like those, but not for skins, but for things like
it is.
You get a gun or something.
That's the box.
That's just fine.
Yeah, see, it's not as exciting. Not as exciting as the Cyberpunk thing.
Sad and boring. The Cyberpunk Collector's Edition looks awesome, and it has a statue.
Yeah.
The statue itself is just worth putting on a shelf and dusting it every 5 days.
5 days.
All right, that's it. We're gonna try to play some stuff this week because you guys love listening to us talk about things and that we never play.
We play stuff. Don't tell them that.
We sort of sometimes play stuff. That's what we should put on the tagline for our show. We sort of sometimes play stuff.
Look at that.
I know,
It's
man.
all that
Dude,
stuff.
I know, and it's stuff.
Right, it's
not
actual
just
stuff.
It's actual stuff.
You get like sticker packs and patches that you can put on your clothes and
It's worth it.
statue.
How much? How much? See, you don't even say. If it don't say, if you gotta ask.
Right.
If you gotta ask, you can't afford it.
I don't think it does say.
See? 'Cause if you gotta ask,
You can't afford it.
you can't afford it. All right, we're out of here. Say goodbye to the people.
Doesn't say the price.
Favorite